Hey, this is Nathan Gist with Fredericksburg Hypnosis. Today we're going to have a conversation about the conversations in your head. So we all talk to ourselves, and maybe you had a moment where you're like, I don't talk to myself. So consider this for a moment. Those conversations that we have going on inside of our head all the time, well, some of them work for us and some of them work against us. So one of the things that I do when I'm working with a client is we begin to distinguish the difference between that exact thing. Let's put it this way. In my own life, years ago, sad to say, there are certain conversations that I had with myself in my mind that if anybody else would have talked to me like that, I'd have put them through a wall. Nobody talks to me like that. But yet I would destroy myself in an instant. So I want you to begin to recognize a couple things. One, let's become aware of the way that we think. Sometimes we think that we're thinking and we're not. We are remembering, or we are, all of these other things, rather than let's being in the moment and considering what the truth is and not just the story we make up about it. So let's talk about that chatterbox for just a moment. I want you to think of a phrase in your life that you say to yourself that guts you. Yeah. That one. One of those phrases that pops into your head, maybe if you're even having a good day and you're reminding yourself, oh, you're no good, you're a loser, nobody loves me, or everybody hates me, whatever the case may be. I can't do it. You always fail at it. Whatever that conversation is. So here's how the exercise is going to work. Take a moment, and I want you to simply take a nice deep breath in. Let those eyes close down. Just listen to the sound of my voice. First thing I want you to do is I want you to take that phrase that you hear and I want you to hear it normally, like you would every day hear it in your mind. This time I want you to hear it really, really loud. This time really, really soft. This time I want you to make it go really, really fast, like it's on fast forward. Quick, 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 quick. This time almost like it's on rewind. Right? Take it, rewind it. Now I want you to think of that same phrase from a ridiculous cartoon character that can talk. Maybe it's Squidward from SpongeBob. Maybe it's Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck. It could be anybody. But I want you now to, same thing with your eyes closed, I want you to hear that exact same phrase, but this time from a ridiculous cartoon character. Good. Now this time, imagine that same cartoon character saying the exact same phrase from across the room. Imagine that cartoon character maybe outside of the door, wherever you might be, kind of yelling and screaming that exact same phrase. Imagine that cartoon character outside of the building, wherever you may be, having that same conversation, yelling whatever that phrase was, jumping up and down. Maybe the smoke is coming out of their ears and their face is all red, but saying the exact same phrase. Notice what happened. The chances are when you heard it come from the cartoon character, it became a little bit ridiculous. Maybe you smiled a little bit, maybe you laughed, and maybe you thought to yourself, huh. But I want you to get what happened. You took some of the power away. See, words have meaning when we give them meaning. If I were to look at you and call you, I don't know, anything. If I called you a shoebox, would that have any effect on you? If I looked at you and called you a truck or an airplane or a cloud in the sky, does that upset you? Chances are no. So what we got to begin to understand is that the words that we say to ourselves, they have power when we give them power, and they have meaning when we give them meaning. So on that note, let's do this again. But this time I want you to hear a phrase either that you like to hear about yourself or that you would like to hear about yourself. Maybe you hear the phrase, I'm good enough. I can do it. I believe. I know I can. You're loved. I'm loved. Whatever that phrase is. So let's play with this again. Same thing, nice deep breath in. Let those eyes close down. And now I want you to hear that phrase that you want to hear. Powerfully. Imagine that phrase moving through your chest. Imagine that feeling reverberating through your body. That phrase, I know I can. I know I can. I'm worthy. I believe in me. I know it's possible. Give that meaning. Make that vivid. Feel that and experience that. Allow that to have the meaning you want it to have. And those old thoughts from that chatterbox that aren't working for you, Give it to the cartoon character. Make it ridiculous. I'm Nathan Gist. You are powerful.